Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk about the connection in dating. People also call it chemistry, spark, or just attraction. Now I know that you would have found some other videos on YouTube or Googled this because I've done that if there was a date that I thought went well and the girl didn't feel the same way. What I found was always bits and pieces, but never anything solid enough that really gave me what I should do to fix this. But I did find something in a book just by accident, and it's been helping me, and I wanted to share that because if you've been on a date with someone and they didn't feel the same way, that really sucks. So I wanted to share that because it's been helping me in my last few dates. I wanted to share with others so that it might help them too. So the book I was reading was The Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. And just for a quick recap in the book, there was a chapter about a company that their sales were generally not so good at the end of the year, and they were trying some new things to improve the sales, and it should have been better, but they were doing worse. There wasn't any obvious answer, and they brought on the author Jocko, his company, to try and figure this out. So Jocko was trying to figure it out, eventually took some of the frontline sales reps out to lunch to get to the bottom of this. Then he asked, so at the lunch he asked a few of them, what do you guys think the issue is? Because you have the scripts down so perfectly, you should be doing even better, but everyone's doing even worse. And one of the more senior sales reps had said, well, that's the problem, it's too perfect. Then Jocko asked, what do you mean? And then the rep said, we have them so perfectly we sound robotic. And then he turned to the other reps at the lunch and asked, when was the last time you made a customer laugh? And Jocko asked, and so in that case, what kind of connection are you making with the customer? And the rep replied, none. And you know what happens when you get a dialer call, or those automatic dialers or a robocall, you just hang up on them. So Jocko had passed along this information over to the senior leadership of the company, and they relaxed the scripts, they made some other changes, and the company was doing well again. So what stuck out to me is when he mentioned sticking to a script and not being able to make a connection. I feel in dating, we always have certain scripts of things to talk about, so that would be family, friends, hobbies, travel. Those are the usual safe topics. And if you are maybe someone who has just started dating and you find there are lulls in your conversation, sometimes it is okay to use those things. But the issue is that if you just stick to those things, it's harder to get past the surface level. So instead, I think it's important to be willing to go a bit off script and not be too perfect and be not too socially acceptable and not too likable. So one common question, or a couple common questions that come up in dating is, what kind of movies are you into? What kind of music do you like? What are you really into Netflix right now? Now, a common or a safe answer to that is I like a little bit of everything. Now, while there's nothing wrong about that, that doesn't give the other person a whole lot to go by. It's like, all right, they like stuff. But so for myself, I like rap music and Marvel movies. And in the past, I used to not say that. I would say I like a little bit of everything just to kind of soften that initial blow. Or in my mind, what I thought was softening this blow of saying rap music and Marvel movies. Because I thought someone might think I was immature. Although anyone who knows me, I doubt they would describe that. I doubt they would say that about me. But now I'm okay saying it, and no one has ever given me a bad response. Not that everyone listens or watches those types of movies or listens to that type of music. Some people say they just don't. Some girls have said, "Oh, I don't really listen to it," and some say, "Oh, okay, cool." So to say now, whatever it is for you that you might feel a bit, Now, when I say this, I know it's easier said than done, because when you say something is important to you, you don't want to feel, you're making yourself a bit vulnerable and opening yourself up, because that person might think that that's a bit weird, or they might not like it, or they might make fun of you, or potentially make you feel awkward or embarrassed about it, and that's not fun at any time, let alone on a date. So like I was saying, rap music and Marvel movies. I didn't want to say that because I didn't want anyone to think, oh, that's kind of, you like Marvel movies? Aren't those for kids? But even though it's a very popular type of genre, even though it's a very popular genre of film, being willing to be a bit more vulnerable and honest about what you're into or about what you're not into, even though that's less perfect, you're still letting your date get to know you better versus I like a little bit of everything. And if you just extrapolate that to, let's say your date was talking to a friend and the friend asked, what did you think about your date? She might say, he seemed nice, or he was okay, but she might not have a whole lot to say beyond that, just because all she got was generic answers or general, safe, socially acceptable answers for you, but she didn't really get to know you that well either. I feel this stems from neediness, because we want the date, if it's someone you like, someone you're attracted to, you want the date to go well. So you don't want to say anything that might potentially put them off. But the issue with that is, although you might not say anything to put them off, you never really get them like hooked onto you to really invest or get to know you, because they never got anything too interesting or unique about you. There is a higher element of risk and reward with this, just because that is true. Some people might not like whatever that thing that is you're in. They might not like that thing you're into, but some other people they might, or some other dates you've gone on, they might like that more. They might feel that at least the date was more interesting or more unique, more memorable, and then you'd stand out, as opposed to the same generic conversation they've had with several other guys. They'd be like, oh, that was actually pretty interesting what he mentioned, and that might mean the difference between seeing that person again or not. So that's all I had to say about this, everyone. It's not a silver bullet, but when I read that about sticking to scripts and not having sticking to scripts getting in the way of a connection, that helped me understand what this whole connection thing I kept hearing about was. I never got a good answer, but that clicked for me, and I've been using it on the dates I've been on more recently, and it's been helping me. So I wanted to share it, so the next date that you have and that you're looking forward to, or you really want her to like you back, that it goes more successfully. Anyways, that's it. Any comments, like or subscribe would be greatly appreciated, but no pressure. Anyways, thank you for watching and have a great day. Take care.